There's a fish. Ooh, it's a brownie. It's a brownie. Yes. Quick update here in a second, but first I gotta put my sock on. You're probably wondering, why does he have to put his sock on? Well, I've been defrosting this guy on my dashboard for the last, 45 minutes. So it's relatively warm, it's still a little soggy. Why is it soggy, you're probably asking? That's what the update's about, actually. In my last video, I did first impressions on my new Dobbins BFS rod. Well, I'm still with Dave, it's the same day. And today we're chasing some Creek Chubs. We've never been here. It looks very Creek Chubby. I guess we'll find out shortly. Time for the update. The update. Okay, remember those hip waders that I recently reviewed? They were $30, right? And they honestly are worth maybe like $0 because they already got sliced and it let a bunch of water in. I'm not gonna blame Frog Togs. Honestly, I think they're maybe not meant for hiking through brush and stuff. Also, they have a 1-year warranty, so I'm pretty confident that if I reach out to Frog Togs, they'll probably be super understanding and probably help me out. But at the same time, I'm a little disappointed because I've probably used them a total of like 5 or 6 times. The good news is I still have my muck boots and I love my muck boots. They never fail me. So I'm gonna wear my muck boots and hopefully we can get a little greasy, Got the ultralight. It's still rigged up with the same thing I used to catch Creek Chubs last time. The old honey worm with the float rig. It never fails. Why change it? It's working. Keep it going. Let's go. Here's my ultralight. This is Dave's. I like this. A little 13, what is it called? A Defy?
Defy Silver.
Defy Silver. 5 foot. Feels pretty good. How much does this thing cost?
$49.99.
Not bad. This water looks beautiful. This is great. If there was Creek Chubs in here, I sure as heck would think there'd be some right here. Well, today has just been an absolute mess. We're gonna turn this around. It's gonna happen. Let's get my jig back. I know from previous experience that if I try to throw this, it's gonna end up getting snagged on something else and then I'll end up breaking it off. So it's best if you just reel it in. I went through all that struggle and hassle and I tell you what, I'm probably gonna end up losing it because that's what always happens. Every time I put in a ton of effort to get a jig back, I just lose it about 2 minutes later. By the way, folks, this is Dave. Say hi.
Hi, guys.
Dave, you've been watching my videos for
a
couple years now. You can do You can do it, Dave. I caught one. It's a 3-pounder, Dave. 2-pound test can pull in a 3-pounder. Not bad, not bad. Anything that was in there is now spooked. Why did my house just get pulled out of the water? All right, this is crazy though. Like the habitat looks beautiful. I think we're gonna have to come back here in the summer to better understand this location. You can't really draw a conclusion from one trip. You got one? Yes, 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 yes. Dave is on the board. Yes, sir, Davey boy. Represent Team Dink, more like Team Donk. Oh, fist bump, right?
Go.
That's a beautiful fish. Oh man, juicy. On a waxworm.
On a waxworm, right in front of me.
You just upped my confidence level about 100 times.
Yeah.
I'm stoked. Dave is on the board. Oh, that was a bite. Oh, that was a bite. Dadgummit, I set the hook like a crazy man. I got it back there perfectly placed. Perfect placement. Oh my gosh. Yes, there he is. Oh. He's just doinking it. 2 casts in a row. He's played with it, but he hasn't eaten it. I wonder if it's just a really small Creek Chub. Okay, well, I gave that fish as much of a chance as possible to come back and he, yes! Okay, it's a dink, but man, I tell you what, I was literally about to walk away, Dave. You heard me. I was like, well, I gave that fish as much of a chance as I'm gonna. And looky there. Just a little fella, but man, it's a fish, and I am thankful. Popped him right in the noggin, too. All right, buddy, I'm gonna put you right back in. Go on now. Go find yourself a real meal. Well, the good news is Dave and I both caught a fish. Now, he caught a much more respectable fish. You got a roll?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna stay here and fish a little longer. See if I can't catch another chubski. Here, how about a rod butt bump? It's the world we live in. There's a fish. Ooh, it's a brownie. It's a brownie. Yes. I knew there was a possibility of this, but I didn't expect it necessarily. All right. I bet Dave is going to be so jealous. Yes. No. I shouldn't have grabbed the line. That was so stupid. All right. Hey, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. We just caught a brown trout. I mean, sure, he got away right at the last second, but That's awesome. You never know what you're gonna find when you explore these tiny creeks. I knew it was a possibility, but I figured it was pretty wishful thinking. I've fished a lot of water though, that's the thing. So I have a feeling there's not a huge population. He wasn't all that big, but it was a very pretty fish. I don't have my net or anything, so I'm not really prepared to land trout. Another one. No, that was a good one. That was a good one. I saw his side. I set the hook too late. I was too late. No. I mean, when I say solid fish, it was probably like a 15-incher, but dadgummit. Oh my gosh. Well, here's the good news. 2 fish in 1 pool. Promising. Very promising. I mean, I've seen a little bit of fishing line and stuff on the banks. Like, clearly some people fish here, but I don't think it gets a ton of pressure. There we go. Nice one. There's three bites in this one little pool. That's a nice fish. Oh my gosh. Nice fish. Nice fish. Nice fish. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, he is wriggling, man. He is wriggling. I got that one good. Right through the top of the nose. First brown trout for the Mule Multi-Species Challenge. Well, Dave, you got the nice chub of the day. But guess what, buddy? Our spot, it's also a brown trout spot. Beautiful fish, man. You know, not huge, but on an ultralight, always a blast. I'm so stoked right now. This is such a great lesson. One, if you go to a spot and it's really just not good fishing for a long time, that doesn't mean there's not fish there. It just means that you got to keep working your tail off. Literally, Dave and I fished for like an hour and a half. I have not changed what I'm using, but all of a sudden I stumbled upon this pool and clearly there's fish here. It's hilarious. It's like literally we were fishing for Creek Chubs. Well, I found out that, yeah, there's some brown trout here too. I've never fished here in my life. What's disappointing is I keep seeing trash. I'm definitely gonna have to come back out here and identify this as a spot to pick up trash at, because there's a lot of people that just trash this spot. It's so disappointing. This is a beautiful habitat for fish and we got to take care of it. We can't just be throwing junk in the water. That's not going to help anything. Anyways, I tell you what, I knew that this stream was going to probably pay off, but I kind of was starting to think that it was going to pay off during the summer. I was starting to think that there weren't trout here and that I was going to have to come back out and see if maybe some warm water species get into this water. But clearly that's not the case. There are trout here and my guess is I just got to keep exploring it and good things will probably happen. I don't have a ton more time to fish, but I'm going to rig up another red honey worm and we're going to get back to work and hopefully we can catch a couple more fish. Let's go. This spring and summer, I realized that the 1-inch gulp minnow is one of my favorite multi-species baits. Well, this winter, I am determining that the red honey worm is absolutely up there with the best of the best. This thing catches trout, it catches creek chubs. I've even been able to catch fish through the ice with it. I'm like honestly like addicted to these things. I'm always going to give credit to companies that do a good job. And I tell you what, Berkeley, they've got this thing right. As much as I love this little pool and I'm going to bookmark this in my noggin, I'm thinking it ran out of juju. Oh my gosh, this guy literally bit it and I didn't even feel him and he hooked himself. I can't even take credit for catching this fish. Literally, like, he hooked himself. It's honestly a really beautiful creek chub. Now I'm so like dead set on brown trout that I wasn't even like thinking about creek chub anymore. That was so weird. My bobber like didn't even move. It like looked like I was kind of hung up. I didn't even feel that bite at all, man. I'm telling you what, creek chub can have such finicky little bites. Yes, another one. I was headed back downstream and I decided to fish this next pool a little bit. Okay, I gotta wet my hands a little bit here. Okay, another brownie. There we go. Look at that hook set. Not a very big fish, but a gorgeous fish. And on ultralight, baby. 5.5 foot ultralight, 2-pound test. Any size trout is a good trout. There we go. Chill, chill, chill. Look at those colors, man. It's got like a nice purple shimmer to him. I love trout. Turn little buddy loose. Oh boy, I'm kind of getting tired. I've put in a lot of work today. Rip it. Grab this can. We're gonna grab this cup. Okay, we got ourselves some trash. You know what's crazy? Look at this. So this snow literally looks like it's got pepper on it. It's just a bunch of bugs that are microscopic. There's one larger bug in the mix, probably an adult, whereas these are probably like baby or larva or whatever. I wonder if these adults are about ready to die off and then maybe they just hatched. Look at that. I bet if I was throwing something that looks like that, I'd be smoking the trout. I wonder what that is. It's definitely not a mosquito, but it almost looks like one. You see all those black dots in there? Those are all bugs. Crazy. I gotta do a better job of paying attention to little things like that when I trout fish, or honestly when I fish in general, because insects and larvae are such a huge part of the ecosystem with regards to fishing, especially for trout. It's important that you pay attention to these little things, and I know that I could do a better job of that. The honey worm is working, but if I was using a tiny little fly that looks like one of them, it'd probably be a game changer. Okay, let's grab this trash and head out of here. Why people are this lazy, I don't know. That was not hard. was not hard to just put that in a trash can. Well, I just looked down at my watch and I realized I probably should get going. That being said, today was an absolute blast on the water. First off, it was fun hanging out with Dave. What's up, Dave? Secondly, it's always fun exploring a new body of water. And then third, when you prove that there are actually fish and high potential in a new body of water, that's like the best. 2 brown trout, 2 creek chubs. I'm not gonna complain about that at all. Sure, I missed a couple fish, but like I said, I proved there's fish here and that's half the battle. Anyways, that's enough rambling. I'm gonna go spend the rest of the day with my wonderful wife, Jocelyn. We'll catch you next time.